Okay. Let's see what is going on. All right. This is a lithium battery charger. Green. So it says the battery's charged. And let's go into the menu. Onto battery. 13.3 volts, which should be fine. And then we want. And let's press start. Let's just make sure it's not like a shut off, right? Yeah, that was kind of depressing. Well, let's figure out what's going on. Yeah. What I suspect is that this here lithium battery has given up the ghost. And I don't know exactly why. There are two things that are directly connected to the battery because I was too lazy to set up a relay. One would be that, which is heated grips. And on a couple of occasions, I've stopped the bike and forgot to turn off the heated grips, and the battery died, but it charged up again. That, by the way, is the electronic suspension. That's a computer that controls that. All right, so let's get the battery cover off. Underneath, push on the posts that are rubber grommets, and I can't really reach this one. That was not supposed to happen. All right, use a wooden chopstick. Pry it out. I actually dabbed these with a bit of grease. The last one put on so that it's easier to come off. And there. Coming on. What I do that little tab snapped off, but okay. Because these little add-ons are super glued on to begin with, so what the fuck? Let's see if we go back on. Come on. This is not starting very well, but I think that's the nature of fixing something in real life versus like a very polished and edited video. Where you get to hide all the little boo-boos like that. Cool. All right, while we hold this, clamp it in place, and it's just not holding a charge on the battery. So right now, the working theory is that it's the battery that's dead, but we will roll out other components of the bike. Just to make sure. I cannot believe stupid fire piece just snap like that. This is a slingshot racing carbon fiber component. And I've been pretty happy with their stuff. It fit well. Fitment is really kind of the main thing when you are buying carbon fiber parts. I mean, some parts that you buy are just comically don't even remotely fit. And this one was pretty much right on the money. So, kudos to them for that. Okay. All right, let's start taking apart the. Let's pull the battery out and see what the deal is. Notice how the battery holder is bent. That's because it's not a perfect exact fit in two different ways. One of which it's taller than stock battery because of this built-in balancer and auto shut-off, so that supposedly you can't completely drain the battery. Page 4, 4 millimeter. Okay. And they also put they also put their poles in the center, negative and positive, but they're in the center of the battery. So that's convenient because they don't have to make like a left hand and a right hand version. But point this out with chopstick. Get more light. That's the stock negative terminal. That's as far as the wire goes. That's where the battery negative is. Same thing with a positive. Right there. So you need these little extensions to reach it. All right. Back off. First thing we're going to do is let's see what the voltage is. $13.25, which I think is a little low. But then again, that is a Ducati Multistrada 1200S, which also has a Vertex battery. And the battery in that one is a year older. I've had the bike longer, and they get the same voltage reading at the terminals, and it doesn't have any issues. So Let's make sure it's not anything inside the bike. And to do so, we're going to jump start it. Get some jumper cables. Okay. Oh, my. Very good. Oh, 3 and 8. All right. This is a battery that I know is good. It is a Mercedes-Benz battery. It came out of my now ex-wife Mercedes GL 550 because someone said it was going bad, and turns out the battery's just fine. So let's get and this is recently charged. And the battery's good too. Okay, well let's did you figure out what was bad then if the battery is good? Oh. That should be positive. And further negative. I'm going to discover. All right. See what the voltage is now. Yeah, it's reading the same. We have this jumper. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do, but screw it. Reading 12.6 volts. No, that's not good. All right, let's hit the start button. Yeah, so, boy, I wish I knew more about voltage versus amperage. Because voltage is just the potential. But what we really want to know is how many amps or actual power is flowing um, to the bike. So it looks like it has, well, it's reading the right voltage, but it's just not holding, I think, enough of a charge. And I have tried charging it, and bad relay burns it. Did you try jump starting the way I did right here? It's like a big ass car battery with how many cold cranking amps? A lot. Let's see, out of curiosity, now that we have the jumper cables off, let's start. No. All right. So, I didn't get you, Mr. Battery. So, one of the things I've been meaning to do is clean up this, like, just seriously, what the hell is going on kind of wiring I have here. Since the bike did start with me jumping it with a separate battery, I'm going to rule out that anything mechanically is with the bike. So this is not a this is not a mechanical failure of the bike itself, but rather just a component failure of an aftermarket part that I have installed. I don't even know what the hell is here. First, let me get there. Hey, battery out of the way. love the smell of exhaust fumes in the morning. It smells like, well, no, the smell is great. It smells kind of toxic. Reach in to grab a socket. You got 9, you got 11, and I'm gonna undo all these zip ties and just figure out what it is. I did this 3 years ago, and I don't remember what it was I did exactly. Oh, come on. All right, great. Wait, no. All right, never mind. I thought I cut through the, wow. Sticking on. I cut through the wiring insulation. Did not. There are 3 things that are attached to the battery that were not there originally. One would be oh yeah, I'm pretty definitely sure it's a bad battery. This sort of remote that plug. Okay, so that's wired or connected to the battery, so that I can charge it. And I just used a regular trickle charger for a long time, not knowing that that was not the best thing in the world to do. These Tenergy chargers are really what's recommended for just basic maintenance. Pretty cheap, like $30. If you want to go like a whole hog, and they're Optimate chargers that cost $90, $100, $150. They have all kinds of programmable features. This seemed like overkill for my needs. Wow, what the hell did I put in here? This is confusing. All right, so this that would be I lost superfluous charger stuff. Yeah. The second thing connects to heated grips, and the third thing connects to that right there, which is a cradle for a Garmin LM390 navigation unit. And that's the this is where it powers off of. All right. Okay, I see what I did here. Check the fuse on this. Flashlight. Food was all good. The fuse is still good. Just double check that with a continuity test. Yep. All right, so no problems with that. I wonder why that can go so complicated. Fuse, and I don't know what that box does. All right, and these thin that wire. Ooh, something was like crackling. See that wire there? That's a negative, and the thin wire goes to the heated grips. Yeah, that was grounding on the something. And I should put some solder on those. In any case, this cable is just really, really, really long. And that explains why. It's just kind of all messy looking. Of course it is. Also have the original battery. And what? Okay. And actually reinstall it. Jeez Louise. Weighs nothing. Weighs a lot. And my folks what? I can tell you the exact difference. I suddenly can't find it because I need it right now. So it disappears. What is that? Yeah, all I'm wondering is this sort of basically me saying, what did I do? Yeah, that's, I don't know. Oh, right. There are. Okay, so that's one of the extension pieces I had to have made for to fit the EarthX battery. And why do more people not have EarthX and instead go with a Shirai, or in other words, because it comes with these, but then this doesn't fit. You actually have to custom grind it, and then you have to tap the hole and thread it, and basically that's just a few more steps than available for the casual home do-it-yourselfer. Okay, so here, this stuff is just accessory or additional accessory stuff that I added on. And so let's just get that out of the way. So that we are looking clearly at what these are fuse boxes, and I remember seeing this and wondering, this was kind of odd, that there are two positive battery leads and one negative. All right. Let us reinstall. The original battery. I hate doing this because it's like downgrading from an upgrade. And upgrade that. I'm a very happy way. We'll spark that. Okay, so there's the light. Why? All right, there we go. Let's go right up here. And I go to the menu, battery, 12.1 volts. What's up with that? All right, but all right, so clearly, I'm stuck on the original battery. Red has the lowest voltage reading of them all, and had no problem starting off. So, this appears to be the problem, and I don't want to give up on this quite yet. So, I'm going to try. Is it possible? Yeah. Well, the thing is that you need. And this is disconnected. Come on, where are you? Is it possible to charge the battery without taking anything off? Yes, it is. You just need one of these cables. And then you only have to take it off once. And then with this in an easily accessible spot with the fairings on, then you never have to mess with it again. Oh, that's a setting. So as things stand right now, it's running. So I can button this all back up and I am fine and I can go riding, but there's a difference between this lithium battery. I mean, I'm doing this one-handed. This thing's, it feels like it's just plastic and there's nothing inside. And the lead acid battery is very heavy. So, you know, we'll spend like $4,000 to save 2 or 3 pounds on the exhaust system, and which I did. You can see here the Termignoni. We actually save more weight just by buying a $150 battery. There. So I will figure this out, and I'm going to try one more time to charge this and to see if this works. Charging it off of the charger just by itself, and if that works, great, and if not, then I have to buy another one of these. It means that I finally killed the battery, and that would be a motivation for me to take these, which I have been wiring directly to the battery, which means that the accessories can be turned on even with the bike off, which is not really the way you want to do things, and be the kick in the ass and motivation for me to install a relay. So the accessories work only when the bike is on, which is what I should have done, but I was too lazy. So I'll just, let's just try one more time here. That's starting up. Let's check the battery. Go through the menu. Ooh, 12.2 volts. It reads very low, right? Doesn't seem like it should start if we're only thinking about voltage, but. Yeah, but in terms of amps, there's absolutely no problem starting it up. So it's the battery. I killed it. So just giving you the view of the rest of the bike and stuff I've done to it. And I don't blame the motorcycle. It's my own damn fault. Or yeah, because I made several mistakes with charging and everything that where I killed that battery prematurely because on that bike, battery still works fine. It's like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like -1 or -2 degrees Celsius today, and I was riding this all day, and Barry had absolutely no problem starting after sitting out in the cold for a couple of hours, just below freezing. Just hopped on the battery and it's the same exact battery. So, and I ride these bikes about equally. So, yeah, I just I made some. How many amps? This is actually the old battery. This is the stock. This is the battery that came with it when I bought this bike. This is the one that came with it, and this is rated at 7 amps. Or no, wait, sorry, 7 amp hours. And then I replaced it with this, saving. God, I really need to find my scale. At least a kilogram and a half, maybe 2. It just saved a lot of weight. Basically, in bringing this bike from 426 pounds fully fueled to 400 pounds, I did do a lot of carbon fiber there, just basically everywhere. But most of it, the weight reduction was in 2 things: the exhaust and the battery. That's where most of the weight loss came in, and then it was everything else just kind of brought the weight down a little bit. Okay, well, found out what was wrong, and thankfully, not the bike itself. And I have to say, knock on wood, that surprisingly, this 1299S Panigale continues to be the most reliable motorcycle I have ever owned in my life. Whoops. Yeah, you know, I don't see why not, because if you saw, that's the first thing I did. I took a giant car battery and I connected it to this battery. The battery's this bad, and it jump started and it worked. I think there are people that will say that's not recommended or something like that, but you know what? I just did it. It worked. Nothing broke. So I don't see why not. Okay. Since there's no catalytic converter, kind of I'll have exhaust fumes in here now, so I'm going to open the garage to ventilate. And thank you for watching, and have a good night.